Can you explain a little bit about how you guys got started, and how you kind of overcame that natural hesitation, to be afraid of the unknown and the ambiguous?
Well, you have to be solving some kind of a problem or providing some kind of an improvement or benefit, to start a business to begin with. And in our
Yeah,
case, we weren't developing products; we were going into the services sector. The barriers to entry, in some respects, are a little bit lower than maybe setting up manufacturing or building
yeah,
software or whatever. And so we felt like our backgrounds would be credible within this space and with some of the specific government customers we were targeting. And so we just felt like we knew enough about running projects in that space that we don't know much about M&A. That's not our background. So we didn't really follow that strategy. We followed an organic growth strategy within the services sector, within primarily government contracting. And those are all three things we had experience with. So we felt like if we just focused on the customer's missions and we treated all of our folks with respect and we attracted people who were like-minded, and those folks who maybe if we won a contract that had incumbent personnel and some of those people couldn't get on to that mindset of mission focus and respect, well, they would end up having to go away eventually. Ultimately, that methodology worked for us, and we're
yeah,
continuing to grow, yeah, and growing into the commercial space a little bit. And so that's kind of how we got going. It's just a belief in doing it right. I'll give you an example. People talk about
yeah,
corporate social responsibility. We're going to hire somebody and they're going to be in charge of our CSR programs and they're going to go out there and do good deeds in the community and on, whatever that looks like in your space. And our idea is the best possible thing you can do to be socially responsible is to create an environment where people feel like they're a valued member of a great team with an important mission. And if you can put those three things together, it's a pretty magical slice of time in your life. And I can think about specific teams I was on where it was like that for me. And so
yeah.
to me, that's corporate social responsibility. It's not going out to try to save the manatee as a side project, you know.
I think that's a great point. I think that's really interesting. As you guys started to do that, were those ideas fully fleshed out? Was there an aha moment of, running into kind of the bad example of how you didn't think this should be done? What was kind of that spark that got you guys started, and how did you kind of flesh out that vision over time?
Well, the pain point was within our space, a lot of our friends were working with different companies, and I won't name the company, but they had a bunch of people killed overseas, and they weren't even going to the funerals. And they
Yeah,
were making a lot of money. And I was like, man, I know we can do it better than that. And so,
yeah,
yeah, and so that was just an example of the bad. The good really just had to do with the kinds of leaders that we were all raised by, who treated us well and treated us like we belonged and made us feel like we were valued members. Again, valued member of a great team with an important mission. If you can
yeah,
put those three things together, it's magical. I love being a part of a company where all of us, the owners, are in sync about that, and it
yeah.
feels good. We've got the same three partners since we've been in business in August of '09. Same partners still own the business, and it's three guys staring at a blank whiteboard to about 400 people, who deploy overseas and some domestic and do this kind of work.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's such an interesting part of entrepreneurship is that friction, whatever it is. There was that emotional friction for you guys of like, hey, these people deserve more from a company that is being paid very well. They can at least show up to a funeral.